So to me, trauma-informed care is recognizing that everyone in your space, whether they're next to you, whether you're teaching them, whether you're working with them, whether they're in your home, about 85% of a chance have experienced an adverse childhood experience, some type of trauma. And because of that, you want to ensure that you show them grace, that you seek to understand kind of what they're going through, what their experiences are, understand their behaviors and what decisions they make, and not being as judgmental or standoffish, or just kind of making people feel welcomed and understood. My name is Natasha Mullen. I am the CEO and clinical supervisor of Milestones Consultants. I've been doing counseling for about 22 years. I started Milestones about 7 years ago as a small practice, and then formed it as a LLC group practice 5 years ago. Trauma just in itself has just increased so much since COVID. Some people had already had some trauma experiences, but with COVID, just the fear of how their job was going to change, or if they were going to have a job, the fear of someone losing someone or their own health, just social anxiety. Like, I remember just walking in Walmart and that fear of, oh my God, there's so many people here. And that kind of played out in everybody's lives. Like, everybody was dealing with this anxiety, this fear of not knowing how long it was going to last, and should I get the booster or should I not? And so just kind of processing that throughout the day. So a tremendous amount of anxiety and fear is what showed up the most in our practice. We started doing video, phone sessions, basically trying to meet the kids, adults, families' needs. My main advice would be to check in with your people. Check in and make sure that everybody's good. We do self-care assessments. I do supervision with a lot of clinicians. We do a lot of self-care assessments. We check in, we meet, just like everything that's kind of going on in the world right now. We got together and just kind of, how are y'all processing this? How are y'all dealing with this? You may not have the answers, but just letting them know you're here, you're a listening ear. Definitely don't assume, especially our high achievers, don't just assume that everybody's okay. Check in. And then my second advice would be ongoing training, because just like with anything else, you can't just do a hit and miss. It has to be something ongoing, so that we're constantly reminded of the importance of being trauma informed, but also practicing self-care so we're good as well. I just think the biggest thing is for everyone to realize, whether they're in the medical profession or whether in education or whatever their job is to just remember that there could be someone right next to them that may be struggling with trauma, and the importance of understanding that. Sometimes we don't understand why people do or act or feel the way they feel, and just giving people grace.